Prime Minister supposed to visit on January 5. And in fact, I can show you the visuals that now MHA team has also been inspected the spot, just because Prime Minister supposed to visit on that day, but he was stuck at the flyover, and now MHA team has reached here to inspect this entire spot. They are taking stock of the situation, and even they are also clicking the photographs and everything. You can see the visuals. This is the Shaheed's Mark, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi is supposed to visit on January 5 to pay the respect to the martyrs of the nation. And even now you can see that MHA team is inside this Shaheed's Mark, and even they are also checking this area very closely. They are physically inspecting this area from the purpose of the security. And in fact, before this, they visited the flyover where Prime Minister was stuck on January 5 for good 20 minutes. And after that, they went to BSF headquarters Firozpur, where they have recorded the statements of the police officials of 5 districts who were deployed for the security of Prime Minister. And now this is the first visit to Hussainiwala border by MHA team, who were sent by constituted to investigate the entire Prime Minister's security breach incident. And in fact, on January 5, this was in the schedule of Prime Minister to visit first at Hussainiwala border to pay respect to the martyrs at Shaheed's Mark, and even after that Prime Minister supposed to inaugurate the PGI Satellite Center, and after that he has to address a rally in Firozpur, a political rally in Firozpur. But nothing has happened, just because Prime Minister stuck into at a flyover due to the protest by the Kisan unions, and in fact he took a U-turn and went back to Bathinda. But this was the first scheduled place where Prime Minister is supposed to visit, and now MHA team is also clicking the photographs of this Shaheed's Mark, and even you can see they are also taking the entire information of this area from the BSF officials, just because a team of BSF officials are also accompanying the MHA team, and even they are taking the stock of the situation of this entire scene. You can see the visuals that the MHA team is now inside, and in fact they are inspecting, they are checking the border area also, and they are checking from the purpose of security, just because local police has failed to provide any kind of security to the Prime Minister when he was stuck at flyover, Pyariana flyover for good 20 minutes. And you can see they are visiting this, they are roaming at this place of every nook and corner and taking the stock of the situation and from the purpose of the security. And in fact, you can see they have also paying respect to the martyrs at Shaheed's Mark, and even the visuals are very much telling. And this team supposed to prepare a report regarding the security breach of Prime Minister, and even after that the report will be filed, just because one report has been already filed by the Punjab government, and even another report of MHA is preparing regarding the security breach of Prime Minister. After visiting, after having a physical inspection of the flyover, after having the physical inspection of these spots where Prime Minister is supposed to visit on January 5, and even after recording the statements of the police officials of 4 districts who were deployed and who were responsible for the security of the Prime Minister on January 5, now the MHA team has visited Hussainiwala border also to inspect the situation, and after that they will be preparing a report, find out the lapses as well as the security breach, and fix the accountability of this entire episode. With video journalist Devinder, this is Amandeep Dikshit for Republic Media Network, Hussainiwala border, Firozpur.
All right, going back to my colleague Rhythm Nan. Rhythm, we have accessed that secret intel note warning the Punjab government of a possible threat and a blockade on Prime Minister's route. Just 3 days prior to this entire incident, the centre had clearly warned the Punjab government of this blockade. And if we take a closer look at this entire intel report as well, Rhythm.
Absolutely. So now we go back after seeing the MHA team at Hussainiwala border to that intel report that was given to Richa, the government, the Punjab government, on the 3rd of Jan, warning of some terror threat. The inputs in the intel letter that has been accessed by Republic TV clearly shows they had stated Pakistan-based militant leaders were making efforts to revive militancy in Punjab. The intel note also says there was a threat to the Prime Minister. They were trying to get active during election process, is what has been stated. Further, it adds in that letter, they were trying to create a disturbance during VVIP movement. And I reiterate because this is so crucial. If on the 3rd of Jan, such a message has been sent forward, clearly giving an indication that there could be some disturbance during the VVIP movement, then why did the Punjab government not take even extra precaution? In fact, it was also said the area is prone to smuggling activities. SFJ was observed provoking local Sikh youth. So putting this into perspective, why is it that today the top law officer of the country's, the Tushar Mehta, the Solicitor General of the country, tells the court this could either be inefficiency, but inefficiency of this kind seems to be very deliberate. Then he said this could be deliberate, and of course there could be an outside terror threat. It seems all three things have happened because this is a letter that's being showing a threat to the Prime Minister that is written on the 3rd of Jan, and it's a threat perception secret note that has been handed over, given also facing a threat from the left wing. So when this letter is given from PM Security to the Punjab government, why was due care not taken? That is something we have to look at. The second aspect and angle that Republic TV has been looking at is the scoop that the Punjab police had 97 minutes to update the SPG. It is one thing to have a deliberate attack and I beg your pardon, it is one thing to have an inefficient or a deliberate movement, but why not inform the SPG? We have one more report also from Amandeep, who's at the border. He just told us about the MHA team at the Hussainiwala border. Let's look at that report coming in from our colleague Amandeep, and then we'll be back to understanding this very grievous security lapse.
Team is leaving from Hussainiwala border after paying the respect to the freedom fighters of India, just because on January 5, Prime Minister Narendra Modi supposed to visit this place, and this was the top of the list in the Prime Minister's schedule, just because after landing to Punjab, Prime Minister supposed to visit Hussainiwala border, Shahid's Mark, to pay respect to the freedom fighters, and in fact after that he's supposed to inaugurate a PGI satellite center, and post that he will be addressing a political rally, but nothing has happened just because of the security breach. Now the MHA team has inspected the entire Hussainiwala border also with regards to the security, and now left after clicking the photographs, after getting the videos with regards to the security of this very much place, and just because this is also a part of inquiry which the MHA team is doing. And now after this, MHA team has also been briefed by the BSF officials regarding this particular area. With video journalist Devinder, this is Amandeep Dixit for Republic Media Network, Hussainiwala border.
Border. What we also need to understand is that there are officers that are trying to probe this. They are at Faridkot and Bhatinda trying to get a sense of what really was happening, and we're also going to continue giving you the details of the MHA team security breach probe that's continuing. The visuals on the screen are showing MHA questioned police chiefs of 4 cities, and also how they continue the investigation in different parts. Because this is something that's already been ordered, we're also going to tell you that along with this, the MHA visuals coming in from the Hussainiwala border that are seen where Amandeep is, but even in Bhatinda, in Firozpur, in Faridkot, that particular investigation now so crucial, and it continues. But even as politics is being played out and we're talking about this probe, the fact of the matter is questions are being raised on the Punjab government which they have to answer. Whether they're having an investigation or not will be seen soon, but also whether, like the Supreme Court said, the documents pertaining to this has to now be handed over. It's also clear now, for 97 minutes, the Punjab police did not update the SPG when they should have. The intel report that we've been speaking about also clearly highlights that there was a perception threat. Let me first now go across at the border where the MHA team is prosing to Amandeep, who joins us live. Amandeep, what is the activity happening around you when the MHA begins this probe?
Well, Rhythm, the point is that MHA first visited at that flyover where Prime Minister's cavalcade stuck for 20 minutes on January 5. After that, they have recorded the statements of the police officials of 4 districts who were the responsible for the security of the Prime Minister at BSF headquarters. And post that, MHA team visited Hussainiwala border at Sheets Mark, where they have paid the respect to the freedom fighters. Also, where that was the first spot where Prime Minister supposed to visit after visiting Punjab in Firozpur, and in fact they have also inspected that entire spot with regards to the security. They have clicked the photographs, they have recorded the videos, and they have also checked all possible approaches. A team of BSF was regularly briefing MHA team about the security of the Prime Minister on January 5, what kind of arrangements has been done, and in fact how much area has been sealed. And even after spending almost 15 minutes at Hussainiwala border, MHA team left from Hussainiwala border towards the Firozpur, just because MHA team is taking stock of the situation and physically inspecting each and every spot where Prime Minister is supposed to visit on January 5, and even after visiting flyover, after taking the entire situation of the flyover and even the protest site also, now the MHA has also questioned the police officials who were responsible for the security of the Prime Minister. Now MHA again heading towards the Firozpur to visit the next spot, and the physical inspection is being done by the MHA team, just because it was a complete lapses from the side of the state government. Security has been breached deliberately after getting so many communication from the side of the PM security. Police and Punjab government did not pay any kind of concern to that. That is the reason on January 5 Prime Minister remained stuck at a flyover for 20 minutes, and then the entire cavalcade of Prime Minister take a U-turn, went back to Bathinda due to security purpose. And in fact now when the Punjab government is landed in a thick soup, all the letters has been exposed by the Republic Media Network. MHA has begun their probe into this entire incident. Government of Punjab is completely remain mum on this entire issue now. They are the one who's actually responsible for this entire security breach of Prime Minister. But now another report of Ministry of Home Affairs will definitely expose the lapses from the ground till the government. Everything would be come in black and white when MHA will prepare this report, just because more than 10 IPS officers were deployed at in the security of Prime Minister on January 5. Punjab government claims that 10,000 cops were deployed, but still protesters managed to reach nearby the Prime Minister's cavalcade somehow. Yes, Shudha.
Amandeep, in fact, like you are reporting at the MHA team and what's been happening at the Hussainiwala border, you're also telling us great details about everything that's been happening and the probe that's happening. I want to tell our viewers a bit more details about how the lapse happened and why the SPG had not been spoken to for 97 minutes. But one more question to you, Amandeep, there. You're standing with the MHA team at the Hussainiwala border is there, and the other places that they are probing. They're also now clearly going to be a part of this, as the Supreme Court has said, of an investigation into the lapses that happened. Around you, who are the kind of people that they are speaking to, interviewing? Of course, we know that 4 police chiefs of states have also been questioned by the MHA team.
Well, very true. Just because the point is that this is a Firozpur range which includes 4 districts: Firozpur, Moga, Bathinda, Faridkot, and all 4 SSPs were given the responsibility to secure the Prime Minister, and in fact they were the responsibility to sanitize the route of Prime Minister from Bathinda to Firozpur. That is the reason MHA called all those officials from DSP to SSP and questioned them and asked them with the proofs, showing the proofs to them of videos and photographs how the security has been breached and how police failed to clear the road of Prime Minister when he was travelling almost more than 100 kilometers from Bathinda to Firozpur. How it happened? Several questions has been asked, and even with them on the spot, on that flyover, when the MHA team was inspecting both the spots, the protesting site, which is at the distance of 500 meters from the cavalcade of Prime Minister, and also that spot where the Prime Minister cavalcade was stuck. They have travelled, they have walked on the flyover for 500. 500 meters, walked and checked all the spots. But right now we are slipping into a short break.